Hello and welcome to episode 26 of the Swim Run Show podcast. I'm Mike Alexander, and before I forget, I must say, if you like the show, please do share it with friends and loved ones. Subscribe, like it, all that stuff to help it grow. That would be appreciated. This week we have winner of the mixed category in Gothenburg at the weekend, which was awesome. I'll have a little review later. But yeah, Amanda Nilsson, what an athlete. She's the current world champion in the mixed category, racing with Adriel Young back in 2023. Those guys also won Rockman not long ago. Overall, by the way, they won it, beating all the male teams. So, a great athlete, top swim runner, Amanda. And we get a sneak preview, an unexpected sneak preview of the new Hoka Tecton X3 shoe, which, could be a big hit in the swim run world. I know the X2 has a few subscribers, if you like. But yeah, here we go. The Pocket Rocket, Amanda Nilsson. Okay, so we have Amanda Nilsson here, all the way from Sweden. How are you, Amanda?
Fine, thank you. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations on the weekend performance.
Yeah, thank you so much. And to you too. You had a nice race.
Oh yeah, it was good. Yeah. First time doing Gothenburg there. Yeah, good. It was
It's a
pretty
beautiful
warm.
course. Yeah, it was warm here. And nice with not that many not any jellyfishes at all at what I saw. I didn't see any.
Yeah. No, I didn't see any jellies. No, not at all. You never. It is a funny one with jellyfish. Every year is different, isn't it? Around Europe, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. I
So
think
yeah.
when I did Gothenburg 2 years ago, there were a lot. I think there wasn't one people finished that race without having without having been burned.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Adds to
crazy
the excitement.
years. Yeah.
So, so it was your first time racing with Hugo Tormento, I think. Was
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
right.
How was that then?
Yeah, he's an impressive athlete. So I just tried my best to hang on. But yeah, I think probably in normal conditions, normal cases, it would have felt a bit better. I didn't have the best day, and neither Hugo. He had been sick the days before, so he wasn't that. He didn't have the same energy as usual either. So maybe it is this tough to to compete with Hugo, because we were both not in our best shape, and we both had to struggle a lot. And I think it will be tough even when we are both in good shapes to to follow him.
Yeah. Well, you won the mixed category still, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And you were battling it out with the male category too. So, yeah, who knows?
Partly, I think maybe we didn't have. It was a lot of a solo race, I would say, from us, because we weren't allowed to. During when jumping into the first swim, no allowed to have two lines, and I have no chance in the swims against those strong male athletes that we try to compete with without the toe line. They are so much stronger swimmers than I am, and so I have a lot of help of the toe line in the water when trying to hang on to those crazy strong guys in front.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Yeah, how far? I did notice that. Yeah, how far behind were you then after the first swim?
Actually, don't know, but it was quite a bit. But we I think it was the second run we made contact with Victor and Alexander in the run, and then we passed them, and then we came closer to Matt and Alexis, the French team, who came second.
Yeah.
But then when we lost energy, we lose them again.
Hmm.
And Adrian and Oscar, I think we saw them we followed them the first run, and then we didn't see them anymore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they did great, didn't they?
Yeah, they're crazy strong, both of them.
Did you see? I don't know, in the race you might not have noticed, but Chris Goodfellow from the UK,
Yeah.
and he was racing with Eric. I believe he was. They were fourth team in the male category. You must have. I think you passed them, but I don't know where. But it's great to see Chris doing well because he's from the GB. He's a big guy, tall guy.
Right.
Uh, but anyway,
Yeah.
they'll be Eric's Swedish from Gothenburg, I think, and they'll be racing in the World Champs. So yeah, it'd be
Oh,
good to see that
yeah, yeah.
British flag doing well. So yeah, just on so Hugo was a little bit ill beforehand. You obviously had half a leg hanging off from Rockman.
Yeah,
uh,
I think it wasn't maybe the best decision to compete. I should maybe have waited one more week at least, but it didn't get worse. But I think it wouldn't have been fun if I would have stumbled and fall as I used to during races. But yeah, it didn't get worse, and so yeah. But I work myself as a physiotherapist and so on, and I think if someone would have come to me and asked, should I compete this weekend, I would say no for 100%. So, but it is as I always say, I can be clever when it comes to others and give good advice, but not at all when it comes to myself.
well, yeah. When advising people, I guess you've got to be like the professional head, haven't you?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
for yourself, as it's your body, and it's great practice for the world, isn't it? I know you
yeah, yeah.
didn't do as well as you wanted to, maybe, but you've now done a great race with Hugo, so
Actually, yeah, yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
So yeah,
So we'll
and
see
it
what
was so
happens.
fun
So,
catching up with Hugo, and we could have. I mean, it's hard when we live so far from each other, so there are not that many chances for us to practice together.
mhm.
So we need to take every chance we got.
Yeah, yeah. And have you got any? I know. Have you got anything between now and the 1st of September?
No,
Other,
we will meet up. We will spend some time in Sweden, so we will try to meet up there and have some sessions more together before.
cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, good stuff, and well done on the weekend. Now let's just go back a little bit and what, Amanda, how did you start in swim run? For people who are listening, a lot of the UK, they may not have heard of you. So yeah, who is Amanda Nilsson? How did you find swim run?
Yeah, that's a good question. I found swim run. I think it was like now it's 7 or 8 years ago when I saw. Yeah, it was the first time they were organizing a swim run race here in my hometown. And the first year I was out watching it, and I thought that it looked very fun. It's yeah, so I got really interested in trying. However, I didn't like water. I didn't like to swim. I didn't like to be in the water, and so. But I decided I should learn how to swim. So I took this crawl lesson and started with the aim to compete the upcoming year on this race. And then together with my brother, who wasn't a swimmer either, I had my, yeah, as I started with football and horse riding, and yeah, tried a lot of different sports as a young child. Then I continued the longest with football and horse riding, and then I came over to running and obstacle course racing, and I did some CrossFit and so on.
Hmm.
So, but my strength there was the running and mostly the trail running. So I thought that maybe it could be a good thing, swim run, if I just learn how to swim.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, both my brother and I decided that we should go the upcoming year, and I thought that it would be good because he liked he liked the water a lot and loved to swim. Uh, but and I was the strongest runner, so I thought that yeah, he will probably learn how to swim a lot faster than me, and then he can pull a bit more in the water, and I can pull a bit more in the run. But it ended up that yeah, I think I will swim every day just because I realized I was so bad and I was afraid of the water. So I realized if I'm going to survive this, I really need to practice. So I put a lot of effort in that year just to be able to survive that race. And
Hmm.
my brother did not. We are very different, me and my brother. I'm pretty competitive, and he is not. He's very laid back, and yeah, he doesn't care if he wins or if he came last or whatever happened. He's like, yeah, pretty laid back, and I'm totally the opposite. So, but we did this race, and yeah, we weren't friends when we finished, if I say so. I was quite mad at him. Um, so, and I didn't actually thought it was that fun, because we did quite okay in the runs, but on the swims, all the teams just passed us. And then it was this tricky trails, and I thought it was easy to pass, but my brother didn't think so. So he just stopped there, and I'm just we're running, and then after a while I looked back and I wondered where he was. And I think
Hmm.
I waited for some minutes, and then he came after another group of runners, and I'm like, why are you not passing them? Oh, I can't waste that much energy here. It's just stupid.
Oh.
So yeah, we it was an interesting race, and as I said, I didn't think it was that fun. Um, but then I think it was 2 years later, I had the chance to team up with a very good swim runner, uh, who he had his background in orienteering and had came over to swim run. So and he said, yeah, you're a pretty good runner, and just I can help you more with the swim, and then we can team up and try to do a race. Uh, and then yeah, said I was fine with that. It sounded fun, and we did a race, and yeah, and after that I was stuck. I thought it was very fun. So he taught me how to do swim run in a proper way with paddles and pull buoys and tow line, and uh, how to handle the transitions in a good way, and how to move smoothly
Hmm.
up and down from the water and between. So after that, I really was uh, yeah, I thought it was very fun, and yeah, I
Cool.
continued.
Yeah, you certainly did. And has
Yeah,
your brother done a swim run again?
sorry,
Has your brother done any more swim running?
no. It was the first and last.
Uh, okay, you still talk to him though.
And now we started again.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, that sounds like they're all good experiences in a way, aren't they? They're all experiences. So, and on that first one, it sounds like you didn't have any kit. You didn't have a pull buoy or paddles or
No,
tow line. Okay. Yeah.
the first race we had a tow line, but I think we were swimming like beside each other, so I don't know what they did. it didn't. We just get stuck in it all the time, and we didn't have pool boys. We just had paddles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. The pool boys a game changer, isn't it? If
yeah, it
particularly
is.
if you're not from a Hugo swimming background.
Yeah, exactly, it is. Yeah.
On that point, I did notice. I've been talking about the different sized keels, which are Arc, the great company Arc, have the Keel Plus, the Keel kind of standard, and the Keel Mega. You've got. Did you have the Keel Plus or the Keel Mega? I can't remember.
I've had the Keel Plus.
Keel Plus. Okay, that
Uh,
makes sense. Yeah, because if people have not met you, you're 5'2"
oh,
centimeters,
I'm in centimeters. I'm 159,
159. Okay, so yeah,
so
that
I'm
makes
not
sense
that
because
tall.
yeah, yeah. Well, has Hugo got the Keel Mega or is
And
he?
I think he has the Plus as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Because I was talking with Chris Goodfellow, who's a tall guy, quite more a rugby player.
Yeah.
um, he's got I'm pretty sure he's got the Keel Mega. And we were just discussing the sizes and etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
And
was
yeah, I don't think actually it's it's I don't feel that I've tried the Mega, and I mean I don't feel that much difference in the water. I think I haven't actually clocked me, so I don't know if the time changes, but the feeling is not that different, I
mhm,
think, for me. But
mhm.
it's just maybe while running, it feels a bit bigger.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Just wanted to mention that because
Yeah,
we're having a good old chat about buoyancy
yeah,
and
yeah,
pool boys. And
yeah,
so you're trail running. You've because you're still racing trail running
yeah,
races.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Last year it wasn't that many. This year, my plan for the year was to focus on trail running, uh, because yeah, after I competed with Adriel last year,
Yeah.
and after on Ötterlöden, and he was quite into doing one water race this
Mm,
year because it didn't go as they planned last year. So then I thought that yeah, then I focus a bit more on trail running this year, and
mhm,
yeah, even more in the start of this year when I broke my collarbone. So I didn't swim for yeah 2 months over that 2.5 months. So
wow. Yeah.
then I first felt like yeah, trail running I will come back to faster than swim run. So but then yeah, I got the question from Hugo to do Ötila, and yeah, it was hard to say no. I
Yeah.
just made clear that yeah, I will. I said I will do my very best and prepare myself as much as I can. But yeah, due to the collarbone, it hasn't been like it was a long period where I wasn't able to swim. Uh,
Mm,
but
yeah.
and then of course after it takes a while to increase the load and come back to where I were when I
Mm,
broke it. But he was convinced that I would fix it, and uh, yeah, and my running, I wasn't weren't able to run for like 4 weeks. Then I had a pretty bad setback, but then I came back pretty good again. But I was yeah doing a lot of biking and so on. So I um, kept my yeah what to say, aerobic capacity pretty well, even if I were injured. Um, so, but yeah, I wonder if he knows what he have gone into when asking to to do the champs with me. But we'll see, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. I'm sure he knows. So yeah, and you've done well. Did well on Saturday, and I expect it all being well. I expect you'll do well again. Yeah, and so you guys won. You won with Adriel last year, the world champs, and were you fourth overall? Or
No, we were third overall,
third overall.
mm,
That's impressive. So
but
that'll
it was
be
close to the fourth.
right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that
It
rings a
was
bell.
it was, if you can, you can't call it a sprint, but the last run and the last hill, yeah, we were hunted, and they were
Mhm.
just seconds down to the fourth overall place.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's good to see. Good to see. So, just in terms of the for the listeners to if to learn about your running, because sometimes it's hard to relate. Have you got kind of PBs in like half marathon distance, or
Uh,
have you not done
no,
road?
I actually just when I have done like maybe two half marathon and two 10 kilometers, but that was like 7, 8 years ago. It was just when I ended up with football. So just when I
Mm.
started to running and hadn't done any yeah, I just run for fun
Oh,
and
okay.
did running sessions as I felt like. So those times I have there, they when I'm out jogging and maybe do some speed increases during the runs, I go faster than what I have there. So
Yeah.
I don't have any times there too. But I think I'm pretty. It's gone better the last years, because before I was I'm a lot better in trail than what I am on flat ground.
Hmm.
However, I have improved myself when running on flat ground. But I have done races like 20K in a pretty extreme trail, where I have beaten male runners who do under 30 on 10 kilometers.
Wow.
And that I'm not close to. So
Uh-huh.
I
No.
I have an overcapacity in the trails, I think.
Yeah.
Um, so, and yeah, I think I'm not that scared, what you can see on my legs. I'm full with scars. And yeah, but as I said, I have improved a lot when running on flat ground.
Okay.
But I don't really know. I was actually into doing a half marathon, a flat one, to see what I could do, like just 2 weeks after I broke my collarbone. So it didn't become, but maybe I'll try to have one next year and see, because it would be interesting to see what I can do there now.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, yeah, definitely. That's amazing that you could. It's a good comparison. You beat seeing guys that are doing sub 30 and 10K on the trail. Um, and so I think you kind of podium on the trail at races you enter. Um,
Yeah, mostly this year. Yeah, I came. So I had one race before I got injured. It was just a smaller trail race, but I won, and then my plan was it's like a Swedish trail tour. So there are, if it's like 10 or 11 different races during the year, and
mhm.
you're about to collect points from the races, and then the last race of the year there are like this final race, So yeah, you can count your 5 best results, and then yeah, they see who have the best points.
Mm-hmm.
And due to my fracture, I missed like the 4 first races, and then I'm like, yeah, now I need to do the rest of the races if I'm able to collect these 5 races that I need to have. So I did one race, uh, yeah, very fast after I've just been able to start run and increase the speed. And my expectations were 0. I didn't know at all how I would, yeah, stand against the other runners. But yeah, it went well. So yeah, now uh, so far it's just been I've been on top of the podium so far. We'll
Ah,
see how long it it will follow.
yeah, very good. So that's the running. You got the running sorted, basically. The swimming, interesting. So you kind of couldn't swim, or you were scared of the water about 7 years ago. How did you go about becoming a good swimmer?
A lot of hours
Yeah.
in the swimming pool. Yeah, that's the good thing is that I live like just 500 meters from a swimming pool, um, and
Nice.
so yeah, a lot of swimming. I realized just to the first race that I was planning to do that. Yeah, if I'm going to survive this, I really need to put in the effort. So I was there 5 to 6 times each week,
Wow.
and I continued on with that for a very long time.
Okay.
So a lot of hours in the pool, and just so yeah.
And do-
And I think it's like you said, I live in a very small town, and there are not that. Um, there are some who are doing swim run here, of course, and some who swims and so on. But we don't have this like groups and a trainer on the side that like once a week or twice a week can stand there and help you and so on. So that is something I really miss,
Mm,
because I think that would have. I mean, now I feel like the my swimming right now, it feels like, yeah, of course now I haven't swum that much this year, but I should, when I think back of how many hours I've put in, I think I should have been a better swimmer than what I am. But yeah, it's hard to say, but I really struggle with the swim, and I think it would have helped a lot to have like a group or something.
yeah.
And as I said, someone on the side who can like say, "Yep, now."
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had help from different ways, and I've sent movies and get feedback from that. But it's so much different to have someone on the side and who can like directly,
Yeah.
because it's so. I mean, you think you do one thing in the water, and then you see on the movie and like, shit, is that me?
Yeah.
It's, it doesn't feel like you're doing in a certain way, and then you see that you actually do it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's tricky. It's a lot easier to run. It's just to run.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but you've not had like a one-to-one coaching in person. Yeah.
No,
No.
not continuously. I just
Okay.
have this first when I started this course, like two months course, when you want to learn the first, yeah, for the first time how to start. Cool.
Mhm.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I think, well, you've done the hours, and I think you're right. The group sessions are really good.
Yeah.
If people can get, if you can get to them, yeah, gives you that almost competition, doesn't it? In a way, you know, you're
Exactly.
trying to
Yeah.
keep up with each other, and
You
Yeah.
push
So
yourself that little extra.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
you're doing all right on it. And paddles. Got to talk a bit about paddles.
Yeah,
You know,
of course.
what are you rocking on the hands, Amanda?
I have the Arc carbon blades, uh, usually medium size.
Yeah.
Um, have done a bit different now when coming back from injury, but that's usually the normal Arc carbon paddles medium.
Cool. Good. A good choice. And the shoes. You're probably a bit of an expert in trail running shoes.
Mhm. I love
What?
shoes.
Yeah. So,
uh,
what did you wear on Saturday?
on Sunday, I were actually Hoka Tecton X3.
Oh, you had the
That's,
X3.
yeah, they
Whoa.
will soon be out.
Yeah.
It was the first time I tried them. And yeah, there are one. I really love the X2. And I can say the X3 there, it's even better. So
Wow.
they are absolutely my new favorite shoe, and I think it's. I mean, in Gothenburg, it's that's a course where the grip is very important on the cliffs,
Mm.
and I think X4 they have been okay in the grip.
X4.
Uh, X2, sorry, X2,
Okay.
X2. No X4 yet, what I know.
Yeah.
X2, the grip has been okay, um, but there are maybe some brands that have a bit better grip, but not that comfy, because I think that Tecton it's the most comfy shoe that I have worn in trail. Um, uh, but this X3, I think the grip is better than the X2.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
I really liked that shoe.
Yeah, I spotted them. I was doing some trainer research. I was looking at my Adidas are kind of falling apart now, and I
Yeah,
was looking. I was aware of the X2, the Tecton X2s, since Max and Hugo used them a couple of years ago,
yeah.
and I've been looking at them. I've never worn a Hoka shoe. I've got wide feet,
Okay,
and
yeah,
I think they'll be wide. Anyway, I'll probably try some at some point. Um, and then it came up, yeah, X3 coming out soon. I was like, whoa, what's this? And they've got this because you.
so
How did you get access to the X3? Because were you?
yeah, I am sponsored by Hoka. Both
Are you
me and
sponsored?
Hugo are. Yeah,
Cool,
so we both have them this
brilliant.
weekend. So I had the opportunity to try them on
That's
and
good. Well,
try them out. Yeah.
that's a good. You're certainly a good person to
So.
sponsor and swim run. And well, Hoka, I think you need to increase the sponsorship there. And and they've got this kind of sock. No, what is it? Like a
Yeah,
little
it's a
bit of a
small
sock.
sock. I
Yeah.
was first when I saw it, I'm like, what is this? This I'm not going to like. But and Hugo, he actually had them a bit adjusted, so he took away the sock. But
Huh?
I'm like, I was open to try it,
Yeah.
and I actually liked it because I've never had that less like dirt and so on in my shoe during or after a race. So there were
Okay.
like nothing. So I really like the little sock.
Yeah.
I yeah, so I really changed my mind.
Mm. Yeah. No, I when I saw them, I thought, okay, this could be interesting because they look a bit funny, but
Yeah,
I expect they
agree.
will become a popular swim run
Yeah,
shoe for the front of the pack. Um,
I think
and
so.
yeah,
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they come out. Is it a couple of weeks? They'll be available, something like that.
Yeah, I think they were. I heard now that they would be a bit late. I think the plan was that they would release them this or next week. But I think the date I heard now was the 15th of August.
Okay.
So they're on its way. So soon.
Ooh, in time for the World Champs. People going to get the
Yeah.
credit cards out, maybe.
Yeah.
It might mean that the X2 are reduced in price as well. So
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah. And
Oh, yeah.
they I had last year on the champs, and so they're very comfy, and I really like them on the world champs course, because yeah, it's so. I mean, there are some parts with flat running and gravel roads and so on, and there they are very like responsive and nice to run in. And
Yeah.
then, as I said, the grip is good enough, and yeah, I really like them.
Yeah. And for people who don't know, they've got a carbon plate, haven't they?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's becoming, in the last couple of years, I guess, the carbon plate option in swim run is becoming a kind of a consideration, isn't it?
Yeah.
More and more, yeah, depending on the
Yeah.
course, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, great. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you've. It's funny, I didn't know you wore those. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Um, cool. And do you ever? I'm just trying to think of a course where. Do you ever, if you had like a, do you ever wear any other shoes than Hoka, or is that
Now I don't. I did before.
before you?
Yeah. I started off with VJ.
Yeah.
And I think that the grip is it's outstanding
Hmm.
on VJ, some of them at least, but I don't think they are comfy.
Mm.
I mean, it works on maybe a bit shorter distances and so on, but I think, I mean, for me, I thought like the World Champs, um, it's a bit too long to me to wear VJ, I think.
Yeah.
But as I said, the grip is I think it's outstanding. Then I
Hmm.
tried Adidas Carex as well. I had before. The grip was they were more comfy than VJ, I think, but the grip was a bit less.
Hmm. Okay.
And then I came over to Hoka, and that is the most comfy shoes.
Okay.
I was yeah, and the grip, I would say, I think it's a bit less than VJ, but I think it's better than Adidas.
Okay. Cool.
Um, so
And
yeah,
a Hoka, like they must be aware of swim run, right?
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think they are not that. It's not like their aim to come into to swim
Okay.
run. They're pretty happy with the trail running and road running.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they kind of, it's more for your trail running performances that they sponsor you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And the
think
swim run's
so.
a bonus. Yeah.
Maybe a
Yeah.
combination, but I think mostly trail running.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's good. Yeah. It's good to have them involved, kind of.
Yeah, and maybe more in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then yeah,
Get the numbers
hopefully.
up.
I
Yeah.
mean, one step is now that the grip is so much better in these new shoes, because that
Mhm.
will I think will open up even more. So I don't think they just like crap swim run. They but maybe it will be bigger for Hoka with swim run as well. Hopefully,
Yeah. And so just last, you're a physiotherapist, did you say, Amanda?
yeah.
Phy- Yeah. Cool. And
Mhm.
is it, do you do kind of remote stuff as for athletes, or I'm just thinking of, because I always get asked about injuries. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about with injuries. And I'm just wondering if you do remote work.
Yeah, I'm like I'm working private, so I'm working as a consultant mostly, and I take private clients and so on, working against a lot of football teams. I actually for yeah the last year I have been working in a professional football team, male
Ah,
football team here in Sweden, and been on like their every training, every game, and so on, and traveled a lot around the whole Sweden to
right,
follow them. So it was like a lifestyle, and I was away every weekend following them, playing games, and then it was work every day at home with them.
right,
So I followed them for almost 3 years, and before that I was in the same team but their academy, so the younger football players, and then I also were in a team playing in the highest women's football team here in Sweden. So it's been a lot of football, but now from April this year, I'm working more private, taking clients to me and working, yeah, just against smaller clubs in different sports, swimming, football, handball. Yeah.
yeah,
So
okay, cool. Was that Malmo, the football team?
no, Mjällby. Oh, yeah, it's a smaller club.
Okay,
It's just like I have, yeah, it's Malmö. It's the one of the biggest clubs here in Sweden, and this is like one of the smallest who are
oh,
in they're playing the same league, but
right,
the it's a smaller club that
okay,
likes to sell players to Malmö and have a lot of money for them back.
right, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I suppose there's yeah, okay. I'm not going to go into football actually, but yeah. So football
It's a
here
different
is
world.
a lot of
It's a
knee
special
injuries, I
world.
guess, and
A lot of
knee
knee
injuries.
injuries. I have treated so many like ACL injuries.
Right.
So many. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, anyone who's got an injury, send out Amanda a
You're
message.
welcome.
Yeah. So, well, brilliant. And well, thanks, Amanda. And well, good luck with Hugo in the World Champs. Do you, s- Hugo probably speaks Swedish, right? Does he?
No, he speaks French and English.
Do you speak
If
in English? Or,
I'm speaking English. I don't speak any French. I've said when swimrun started to become bigger in France, I said now I really need to learn some French, and that's
yeah.
my aim. But the time haven't been there yet. But I it will be fun to learn to speak some French. But it's good Hugo speak English. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Sign language. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I always remember Michael Lamel at Otelo Cannes 2022, and I think he did the race briefing in English, Swedish, and French.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, so many French people, they are not that good with the English.
No.
So it's been, yeah, I've been to La Reunion 2 years, and it's so hard to communicate there with those who can't speak English.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, it's another goal to learn French. We see
Yeah,
when it
definitely.
happens.
Yeah. Yeah. You need
Yeah,
to slower, faster.
yeah,
Stop.
exactly,
Go.
exactly.
Cool. Right. Brilliant. Amanda, thanks for coming on and
Thank you
good
so
luck.
much.
And,
Thank you so much. You too. Nice to chat with you.
thank you. Good stuff. Okay, another great chat with another great swim runner. And yeah, so Gothenburg, what happened over there? Well, it's 29 runs and 28 swims. There was a slight change on the day, but it was very insignificant. And it was a great course. It's the most transitions of any swim run, I believe. Around about 32k of running and just over 7k of swimming. My Garmin, of course, over recorded as it does in swim run. I think it was about 45k on the watch. but not too far off, I suppose. It was warm. It was warm. One of the swims was really toasty, and the sun was out. I wore my Arc Uto only because I forgot to pack my Arc Vig. So, but it was fine in the Uto. I was a bit toasty, but not too bad at all. I did cramp more. I don't normally cramp actually, but some of the exit points, stretching those legs up into strange positions, I did have some cramps, and I wonder I've sweated a bit more because of the heat. Anyway, all good. Didn't really slow me down too much, and it was great. Yeah, great to see some new faces, old faces. Chris Goodfellow, of course, out there doing really well with Eric the Swede, who took us for some tacos after the race. Mr. and Mrs. B, Bill and Chrissy Langford, always great to see those guys. Johnny Boylan from North Endurance. I know Johnny from Liverpool, and that was his first kind of proper swim run. So awesome effort from Johnny. Managed to bump into him a few times on the course. He's an accomplished triathlete and occasional podiumer on the old triathlon circuit, I believe. And yeah, we did cross paths. I think he got ahead in the first 10K, and then I caught him, I don't know, 20K in or something, maybe less than that, probably less, over a technical run. And I managed to get ahead on this technical terrain, which is what I love. And then maybe about 10K to go or a bit less than that, he caught me on a swim, the swim exit. Oh, hello, Johnny. How's it going? So we ran together for a little bit, having a chat. And we got to the next swim, and we got slightly confused. There was a load of swimmers coming towards us, which we hadn't clocked. Neither of us had clocked in the kind of plan of the route, if you like, that at some point it's likely we'll be swimming into the sprint participants. And in fact, some of the slower World Series participants too. So we started to doubt ourselves. Thought, have we gone the wrong way here? We carried on. They're slightly slower than previously. And eventually we realized, yeah, we're all good. We're going the right way. I think we probably both lost a couple of minutes there. And that was the only, in terms of performance, apart from the cramp thing maybe, and that was the only thing that could have improved on. And in that, I guess, on the whole, with my solo experiment, I think if I'd been racing in a team in Gothenburg, say with Paul Skipper, I think in his excellent pre-race analysis, he would have spotted as likely we're going to be swimming into some swimmers, and not to be so surprised and doubt yourself. So, that 4 eyes is better than 2 eyes kind of approach in the team model. And I did miss, I haven't missed it too much. Maybe in Gower, I did miss racing in the team. But this race, I definitely missed it. And the whole kind of swim run IQ, the strategy, you get more of that in the team category. So, yeah, that's kind of those reflections. In the end, I came in 9th male solo, 10th overall, and Johnny was just a couple of minutes behind me. He came in 1 place and a couple of minutes behind me, so great. I'm sure he learned a lot from that, and it was, awesome race. Goggles, didn't wear the goggles. The first swim run race, I've not worn goggles on. After chatting with Ben Teesmeyer, of course, he won, Engadin with Delia a few weeks back, and yeah, it went well. The only problem with it on the day was the first swim. I didn't put my hat on that securely, and I'd put sun cream on my scalp, and my head was a bit slippy, and my hat started to slip back quite a lot, and I think it was like just perched on the top of my skull at one point. I think if I had goggles on, it would have kept it a bit more secure. So yeah, that swim wasn't great. I had to stop and put my hat on again in the middle of the swim. Apart from that, though, every other swim I got my hat on properly and it stuck. So yeah, all good. So yeah, I mean, I know most people probably aren't interested in racing without goggles, but it worked. It did work for me. I think it's probably worth practicing, in training, doing some swimming without goggles. Um, it might be that you lose your goggles on a race. I know some people take a spare pair. Some people don't. Most people don't. But hey, if it's a long race, if you've lost one pair, you could lose two pairs of goggles. How many pairs of goggles do you want to take? So, yeah, I'd say it's a good idea to practice without goggles. But obviously, that's your choice. So, what's next? Well, one water race is happening. We'll be looking at that when we can. Should be an epic race. Should be, yeah, the third time it's happening, and some more experienced teams. You have teams that have done it before. I think I'm guessing you learn a lot the first time you do it. So yeah, we're watching that with an eagle eye. And September in the UK is super busy. WX swim run, by the way, I've just spotted there's only 2 team spots left in that race. So if you want to race in the team category, secure your spot. That's taking place on the 8th of September. Not that many solo spots left either. It's been lovely here. The water temp is 18 at the moment, and it'll probably drop maybe a degree by the 8th of September, but no more than that. So it's all good. Hopefully, see you on the start line somewhere.